Hi guys, since I'm not here today, this is a video of what I've done for my final comp sci project. For this project, my goal was to use servos from Arduinos to try and emulate a cat walking. Unfortunately, it is not exactly functional, but I will explain what I've learned through working on this project, what I have gotten to work, and the issues I've encountered, and whether or not I was able to fix them. First would be the coding for Arduino. Since I am just trying to make something move, I focused on the servo aspect of the coding. This I added using the package servo.h. First was initializing my servo objects. I just named them the specific joint for ease of reading. In the setup portion of code, I used serial.begin. This is just to establish a connection between the Arduino board and my computer. .attach shows where I physically attached each specific servo. In the loop portion of code, I use .right to move the servo. The number indicated is which degree the servo is turning. Delay is used to create delays between .right commands so they don't happen at the same time. The number indicates the amount of milliseconds of the delay. The second major thing I learned would just be information about the board and how to attach the board to servos. Each servo has 3 cords. As mentioned before, one is used to connect to a certain slot on the board coded in through .attach. The middle red wire connects to the voltage used to power up the board and servos. The darker brown one is used to circulate back into the board to create a loop in the circuit so as to not fry the board. So far, I have gotten the shoulders, front legs, and spine to move, although not together in a coherent way. Here's the spine. Here's a video of the shoulders where I use one servo to move the top part of the front legs back and forth. Here is the joint of the front left leg along with Milo. Although separately they seem to struggle but still kind of work, together they function very haphazardly. One issue I came across was the wires. As the amount of servos increased, the wires grew exponentially. These wires would often get in the way of movement or could loosen and mess up the entire thing, and because it is a board, I cannot permanently solder the wires onto the board. Another issue I would argue was the most frustrating thing was trying to figure out the servo movement through degrees. Servos are only able to move 180 degrees. From what I've learned, the preset degree for the angle is 90. However, the servo would sometimes do a reset before the actual code begins to loop, changing the angle and often breaking the cat in the process. Speaking of which, building the base for the servos was also quite turbulent. I first tried using Sculpey as it seemed sturdy, but it was too heavy for the servos to move as the board's maximum is 5 volts. I then moved on to using paper and tape, but their servos would be quite strong in comparison and often rip parts of it when the direction went wrong. Because it's made of paper, it also struggled to stand sometimes. The back legs were an issue too, as I needed to figure out a way to make 2 joints turn in different directions with one singular motor. This is because the maximum amount of servos that can be supported by this board is 8. I did run a test, and when the servos exceeded 8, the board started to make all the servos glitch.